Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Comic Book Women. If you haven't already seen the show, this is just a platform for us ladies to come out and talk comics. However, tonight we have a very special show. So before we get to that, I have to introduce myself. If you don't know me already, I'm Laura, co-owner of Bird City Comics, and I am joined by Jen. By pointing, there we go. Jen, at Comic Aficionado, if you want to find her on, did I say that right, Jen?
Yeah, aficionado.
Find her on Instagram. Then, of course, we have Lucy at Mama Comic. You've probably seen her on Drunken Chat. What else have you been on? Have you been on the Flip Side shows?
No, I haven't. No, just on the Drunken Chat and my own little show.
Yeah, so this is the crew tonight. We go live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. And we're just really focused on illuminating and bringing more women into the conversation. So, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to be doing an interview today. Melissa Meszaros, did I say that right? Meszaros. There you go.
I think so.
Will be joining us from Don't Hide Public Relations. So, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Oh, there she is. Okay, guys, so we are joined by the one and only Melissa Meszaros. Damn it, I keep on messing up the name. So Melissa has been a publicist for almost 20 years, and she is the owner of Don't Hide Public Relations. We're so excited to have you here. Thank you for coming out.
I'm so stoked to be talking with women about comics, finally.
Yeah, this is definitely a new thing. A lot of people in the comments saying hi. Before we kick this off, make sure you are very active in the comments. We will be giving away a punchline number 1 Greg Horn set at some point in the show. So let's get started here. Melissa, first question, just to kind of kick it off. Tell us about Don't Hide. What got it started? What's it about?
Wow, that's a loaded question. Drops just a little bit because I've been in comics since 2016. I've been a publicist since I was 19 years old, 18 years old. I worked in music and I worked in film, but I finally dug my heels into comics in 2016 when I started working for Dark Horse as their publicity manager. I left Dark Horse and went to Oni Press as the Director of Publicity, and we parted ways in 2019. It was right around the time I got in. This is the story right here. I was leaving my job at Oni Press at the office. I was crossing the street in a crosswalk as a pedestrian legally, and I was hit by a car. So I suffered a traumatic brain injury that I had a year and a half of recovery. And I took a step away. Oni and I parted ways. I took a step away from PR for just a couple months. And I said, I don't know if I should do this anymore. I don't really know if this is a place for me, because having the mechanics of having a brain injury where you're not able to multitask, where you're not able to work long hours or stare at a screen, I just said, okay, I need to take a step back. And because I parted with Oni Press, a lot of people are asking me, what are you going to do now? Oh my gosh, I need a publicist. I have this comic coming out and I really want you to work on it. Are you available? So I got hooked up with Mark Irwin, who was at Insight Comics at the time, and he put me on this amazing project with Mike Allred and Steve Horton, and it was the David Bowie book. New York Times bestseller.
Hell yes.
I was so taken aback by this. And Mark selected me out of all the people he could have chosen. And he said, I want you to work on this project. And it really just kickstarted me back into doing it again. as much time as I took off, and just the community itself saying, you can't leave comics and you're a good publicist and we want you. So I worked with Insight up until like December, the January release was this year. And I kind of tinkered around with the idea of maybe going independent, because I realized that I work with so many amazing people. Just ding dong.
Hold on. Sorry. Hold on.
Door. I'm just kidding.
I kind of want to know who's at the door.
Right? Is it trick or treating already?
I'm preparing. I'm so excited for that.
Oh, I know. Oh, I wonder how's it going to be. But yeah, we got our costumes already, so I'm excited for that. So keep going with
Bowie. Oh God, that was such a fantastic project to do. We got to do a book signing at Powell's City of Books in Portland, and I just saw this grand response to a book that I was working on. Yeah, Mike Allred and Insight could sell their own books. They didn't need my help, but I just felt like it's like the Susan Lucci, to where you're like, you feel honored to be nominated, I guess. But I was like, okay, I can do this project and I can do it with people that have a name. But what about all those other people that have so much talent that even like maybe they don't have a publisher, maybe they do, but
there's so many out there.
So many amazing and so many amazing writers. It's like, wow, I want to be that person that gives that.
Gives them a voice, gives them a chance.
Yeah. Give them a chance, because there are people that, everybody fights for the contacts and everybody fights for the publisher, and publishers turn so many people down that are so worth it. And I wanted to be that person in that place, to be like the middleman and cut out the machine and say, like, you know what? Good goddamn. Sorry, can I swear?
Yeah. We've established we can swear on this show. We decided.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I just really wanted to give those people a chance, and that's where
you're their Wonder Woman for them.
I guess so. I wouldn't give myself that kind of moniker. I'm so not used to being on camera, and I'm so not a public figure. I just kind of stand behind the curtain, and I don't
know. That sounds like a solid origin story for a superhero comic. I mean, am I right? She could be the heroine.
Definitely. I absolutely love letting the creators shine, and there are just so many amazing people and so many wonderful things to be said and so many stories to be told. I don't want them to be overlooked, and they shouldn't be overlooked. So cutting out the middleman, whether they figure out their distribution or how they're going to get their book out there, a lot of people can do it on their own now. So why not give them a voice?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, Melissa, can you tell us some of the, I guess that's what we're scrolling through right now, some of the previous titles that you've worked on? I mean, you look on the screen, you've covered everything.
I know. Cover a quarter of what I've done. That's what's so crazy to me. But like I said, the Bowie project, but some of the bigger projects that I've worked on recently in the past year that I've picked up, people have come to me and said, I want you to work on my project. This title in particular, Sweetheart by Dylan Gilbert, said, I love stories with heart. I love stories that have such an emotional backstory. Dylan is a person who struggles with diabetes, and he wrote this entire story based on that.
That's cool.
And he told me what he was doing, and the way that I saw the illustrations, I said, there's no way that this story, can go into the backlighting. I was like, let's just bring this out here. Let's tell this story. And I'm so proud of him, and he's done such a wonderful job. This is his first comic. And I believe that it sold out of its first issue. And I don't know about the subsequent issues, but like he's done really, really well.
Yeah,
this looks terrifying.
Yeah, like it looks. I want to read it. Like and I feel like people probably, you said diabetes. Like some people might relate to that, and it will. As soon as you said that, I don't have diabetes, but I feel like I can have family who has it, and now I'm like, I want to know more about this book. And the cover is freaking amazing. It's just
amazing. It's
beautiful.
beautiful.
I love it. Yeah. So now I want to read it. Somebody said in the comments that they want to read it too. So
yeah, and the way that he talked about it too is that it's not just about people with diabetes, it's people with looming oppression, and or like in a way that like they're suffering with depression or they're suffering with some sort of illness or mental illness that it just doesn't, it's a monster. And it hides in the woods and it comes after you and it feeds on you. And when him and I had this conversation, I'm like, I need to work on this now. The way that he told the story, and when I talk, my dog is freaking out right now. Hi.
Doorbell, dogs. This is how it works, guys.
Yeah. All the stories that I choose to work on that I want to give those people a voice. This is my dog, Luna.
Oh.
She's
babies.
She's a Katrina survivor. She's my doll.
Oh.
Hi, baby. But these are the stories that I pick because anybody that has a foundation to reason to tell a story, and if it brings them some sort of relief, and if it brings them some sort of, or just like to reach a larger audience to have them commiserate with their story, to me, that's what I want to do, you know?
That's awesome.
Oh, that's perfect. What about this one?
No Heroine, Frank Gogol. Oh, can I just tell you? I love it. So Frank has a big announcement coming up on Thursday. Don't hide PR. But I love this because it's Vampires meets Buffy. But Frank had approached me about this project. And I'm going to stop. And, his backstory to this was just the struggles with, I'll let him tell the story more than anything, but it's a backstory about addiction issues and struggling with addiction. It's not his personal story, but, you have to read it just to understand it. But I love how him and Chris Mad work together so well on this to where the issues tell the story better than I could ever tell it as a publicist. Absolutely.
Well, and we all have addiction in one way or another, right? I mean, mine's coffee.
Mine's comics, I guess.
Comics, yeah.
Absolutely.
Comics.
But the thing that I'm so proud about this title, it went to us. It sold out, and then the variant covers and the variant issues were going on eBay for like $100 a pop, and I was like, "Whoa, Frank, you're doing amazing!"
And he did the same. He did the same thing with killing the children, right? Like, oh wait, no, sorry, and Dead and Kids. Sorry, wrong. Sorry, Dead and Kids. I remember that one. I picked up a couple books of that one, and I remember because I ordered from one place and then I got the other one from another place because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pick that one up since it was. I knew it was selling like crazy. And it went to like the $50. I was seeing it also on eBay. So he's an amazing writer. That's awesome.
He's an amazing writer. And I'm very lucky to get to work with him. And he does SourcePoint Press, which SourcePoint Press, do you ladies know about SourcePoint Press?
Yeah.
No.
I heard, yeah.
How they do their marketing is amazing. So when they're at conventions, they have their creators work the booth.
Mm-hmm. I have a bunch of books from them that I love independent books, independent comics. So I try to pick up like whatever I was seeing, like that it was like from a smaller press. Like I will pick them up because they always have like the amazing stories. Like
and really good artwork. All the artwork is always incredible, or at least I think in my opinion.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, SourcePoint.
What were you saying about this, Melissa?
Sorry?
What were you saying about this?
They have all their creators work the booth at conventions. So they're doing their own marketing and their networking.
Mm-hmm.
So they basically learn how to break ground on their own volition and market themselves. Not only are they writers, and I know it's hard for writers and artists to be out in the open and promoting themselves, but SourcePoint Press does this amazing thing where they're like, you're in the foreground, you're going to do this. If you want to write and you want to be an artist and you want to be in the comics community, you have to be part of the community. And that's a big thing about comics is that you are part of a community.
Mm-hmm. That's so awesome. Well said. So well said. Jen, have you read any of these?
So No Heroine's actually on my to-read list. I have a couple sitting at a Nestle. Yes, I'm going to get tomorrow.
So it's to do. You're going to read this, right?
Yeah, if you can't find it, don't tell Frank I said that.
See, we have connections now, girls. This is
I wasn't able to pick this one up because it sold out. So it's a good sign that it's, obviously that it's sold out, but it sucks that I'm like, dang, I missed out on this one. But you know what? With Dead End Kids, I remember like issue 2. It was hard for me to find that one, and I messaged him on Instagram, and he was able to guide me where to find the issue number 2.
That's
so
cool.
He was able to help me. Yeah, he's like, let me know if you cannot find it. Like I will, like he was telling me like where to go to find it. And I know, I think one of his exclusives, New York exclusives, I told him I was going to send one of my friends to pick that one up because I needed that con exclusive because it was so colorful and beautiful. So one of my friends, I had to have it. Yeah. What is it?
Do you know who did the cover for it?
Oh my gosh, I can't not remember, but it was all like, I just know it was like very colorful. I know I have it. I have a mess.
You're not giving us much to work with. It was colorful.
I'm sorry, guys. I should have got that one out. No, but I mean, like you can see back there, that the table's full of comics that I've been organizing. So right now it's hard to find them. But yeah, it's it was an amazing cover, and I had to have it.
All right, Melissa, let's move on to the next one. What's the next one we have? Halloween Man.
Halloween Man. That just came out on October 14th. And this is the 20th anniversary issue.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So it just came out on Comixology. It's by Drew Edwards. And he has the most phenomenal, oh God, his heart and soul gets poured into this story. Basically, he used it as a form of recovery because his twin was killed in a car accident when he was the driver. And this has been a 20-year kind of story that he's been putting out as an homage to his twin. And he has such a wonderful heart, and he has such good writing skills. And he's just so creative that I was like, wow, I need to be a part of this project. I want to be a part of this project. And working with him is such a blessing. And if you haven't read, this story, you really, really need to read it. And
what's this about? Like a brief synopsis. Like, what's it kind of about?
Oh, I don't want to give any spoilers because
just a tiny little baby spoiler. It's a tiny one.
No,
so
I recommend anybody who wants to read through the Comixology. Because there is the full series there, and I do not want to give anything away at all.
I mean, just the cover, like it makes you want to read it. I love how one side of the it's so creepy, like Monster House, and the other one's all like sweet and nice, and I want to know what's about.
And this is a jam issue. What I love is that Drew really pays respects to women more than anything, and the LGBTQ community. And he's just such a good human, and the way that he writes and what he is saying in his comics should be translated across the universe. Like, that's why I don't want to give any spoilers. I really want the readers to read it, and wow. Like,
Melissa, so far you've given us 3 titles, and every single one of these titles, you've picked somebody. It's just like you said at the beginning of the show. You picked somebody that you wanted to give a voice, that had some type of personal connection to what it was that they were reading. And without Don't Hide, who knows if this would ever have gone out? So you really are allowing these writers a way to just get their stories out there, which is so beautiful. I'm getting emotional.
And I love how, like the way you explain not only like the comics, like the writers, like you can tell like your passion on it, like it's like I mean, like me when I worked in the comic book store, like or a retailer, like you sell what you believe in, you sell what you love, and I could totally see that in you, like when you're talking about people that you're
they're
like
her babies.
Yeah. That's true.
That's what's important. I think it's It's about the writing and it's about the art. And, you know, publishers are caught in between a rock and a hard place at this point. And I don't know if you see that, but a lot of it is very much, and I'm not damning publishers in any way. I would say if there was no publishers, there'd be no backbone to a comics industry outside of the creativity that is, you know, behind it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, what we're dealing with is that the licenses, whether you're looking at like My Little Pony or Transformers or Rick and Morty, you know, that at the end of the day, you have to take the big projects to push the smaller projects through. And I just wanted to cut that out. I don't, you know, everybody has a voice and I think it's amazing. And I want to be the person that can cut the middleman out.
That's awesome.
That is just beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. I love that. Okay, so speaking of that, so what do you have upcoming that you're excited about?
Oh my gosh. Sea of Sorrows. Sea of Sorrows.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. By Rich Dueck and Alex Cormack. This book was actually put on hold because of COVID. And I've been working with Rich since, December of last year. And I am so excited for this book to finally come out. And I told him, I said, your book's going to be at Target. That's so exciting. Like, I Google your name and Target comes up. To me, that's like the end all be all. But beautiful. And who doesn't love a good horror story? And I think that, I'm glad that it's coming out around Halloween, because it's a really fantastic story. And I think the art is just so creepy and fantastic. And I'm not going to give too much away because I like to talk about the sirens. But I mean, this is the variant cover. This is the variant cover. And you can guess. But, you know, they, you know, when Rich and Alex teamed back up and this is an IDW release, I was just like, wow. When he came to me, I was like, I don't, why are you asking me? Like, you don't need my help. Yeah.
Wow. This is just, it's beautiful. Jen, what do you think of the artwork here?
I mean, it's amazing. Like, and I like how you kind of have to turn your head a little bit to see.
I was doing that too. I was like, okay. Yeah.
So, it's a retailer incentive. So is it like a 1 in 10 or?
I don't know what the print numbers are for the retailer incentive,
but I think
there's a couple of variants. I know that this is one of them because when he had contacted me and said they had changed the release date, which I think it was originally supposed to be released in April it was May of this year. And because of the distribution, because of Diamond, things got pushed. But I actually think it works in their favor because it's the perfect timing to get it done. But this book, I really feel like it's going to sail. No pun intended.
Oh. But yeah, I think this one's 1 out of 10, and I think there's 1 out of 25. This one, you know, have you guys seen Ponyo?
Yes.
That kind of remind me, like, you know, the what is she, like the Mother Earth or something like that? Like how she comes out in the sea, like that kind of just remind me of that one. But yeah, you know what, this book, I have a friend on Instagram that he's always like recommending independent books and J Comics, and he sent me this one, and then first he sent me cover A, which is the regular cover, and I was like, that sounds interesting, like, and then he was sending me other pictures of the covers. I was like, oh my God, I need to add this one to. I didn't even know what it was about. I didn't even read like what it was about or anything. When he was telling me that, I was like, I need to add this to my pool. And I added a month ago to my pool is because I need this book. I need to have it.
Trailer for it. Oh wow. It's the original cover. Actually, I think it might be the first 2 or 3 pages, but it's just the dark, ominous music with just the sinking and oh wow. I just can't. I mean, I can talk about comics forever.
Wait, when does this come out?
You're on the right show.
this comes out November. I don't even know what month it is anymore. Wow.
It's October.
So
yeah. Sea of Sorrows comes out November 18th. That's when it's scheduled for. Yeah.
It's not too far. We can start specking on that one. Ooh, this one looks good too. What's this about?
Jupiter Jet. So this is a YA out from Action Lab. And I will just say, like, okay, it's done by a couple and I love them. Jason Inman and Ashley V. Robinson. They are like the dynamo duo of comics. I just put it as that. I do. And I love that this is a sequel. It's a Ringo nominated story. Yeah, you gotta love a YA, and it's female. Sorry, spearheaded female frontline story. Absolutely. But this comes out. It just got a new release date of November 11th, which I'm really excited about. But this is an original graphic novel.
Oh,
It's beautiful artwork too. Who's the artist here?
Ben Matasuya.
on this one, and then the cover is this one, John Boy, on this cover. Yeah.
Oh, John Boy does. Yeah, the interior is done by Ben Matasuya. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, and the cover is John Boy. I see. I saw the signature, so I was like, "Is that him?"
Yeah.
That's
Sorry.
a beautiful
That was
too.
my
The earth in the background was pretty.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just the colorist alone is just.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just love
Okay.
it. Yeah. The colorist is by Elizabeth Kramer.
Yeah, that had beautiful coloring. Look at the earth in the background. I like the lighting and just the ring around where the atmosphere is. When I first looked at it, I thought it was water. Anybody else?
No, well, it kind of sounded like it was the earth, but then I could see why it would be like water if you don't
It
see
looked like
the
water.
top. Yeah.
I had to focus.
I think the thing I love about this story is it is about empowerment. And I think more female protagonists need to be portrayed. And especially them doing it as a YA makes it absolutely fantastic.
Preach, baby, preach.
And Ashley, just putting that out there.
I think it's going to fill the void because there's supposed to be a Rocketeer like rebirth with like a female. It was supposed to happen. I was super excited. I was going to get all the covers and then it got canceled. So I've been like sitting in like a limbo, but this looks cool. I'm going to add that to my list.
Kind of similar, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Laura?
moving on to the next one. Terminal Punks.
Terminal Punks. Wow, I've gotten a lot of feedback about this. So Shelby Criswell used to work for the Nib. I don't know if she still works for the Nib, but yeah, I get a lot of feedback. When I did the Mad Cave announcements for all the new fall releases, this is the one that got a lot of interest. I think it's the punk side. Maybe it's like the comics thing, but just the art alone is fantastic. And Matthew Ehrman is a fantastic writer too. And he's one of those voices that I definitely say is up and coming. And I'm really excited to see where this arc goes and where it's not. But Mad Cave has some amazing stuff coming out where, I don't know if you know, but they just came out with a YA line called Maverick that's going to start launching in spring. So this kind of kicks it off. And I think this gives a good ingenue, the whole vibe that they got going. But what I love about this, one, it's punk.
That looks good. That looks good.
Have you read anything about this title? There's been a lot of coverage on it. I mean, you got
Jen, have you heard anything?
teenagers.
Like, I'm getting more into indie stuff, but I'm not yet to that point where I'm like Lucy, I feel like is more in the like she seeks out all
don't
these
put it on me, Laura. Come on.
Yeah, I'm the one who reads more of the independent, but this one, no, I haven't seen this one yet. I know I've seen the other ones, but I haven't seen this one, and it looks interesting. So I need to look up more on this one.
What was the premise?
It's basically 4 teenagers stuck in a terminal and bad things happen. We'll get into that.
Oh.
Like a lot of character stuff.
Spoilers. I know. I'm just one of those people. Like,
No, that looks like my recent experience at the airport.
Oh Lord.
Moving on. So what's this one, Melissa?
Pantomime, Chris Sabella. So, Crowded. The amazing thing about this is the story behind it as well. It's the way it's about, oh God, how do I even put this? It's just, it breaks my heart. It's one of those things that breaks my heart because it's in a beautiful way. Because it brings this whole new idea of working with deaf people and what I don't want to give too much away. God, I'm such a bad publicist. I really just talk about the premise because I like people to go on previews and read the description because
this will make them. You just give them a little crumb and then they'll want the whole slice, you know?
I don't want to give away too much, but I think the art speaks for itself. And also, you know, Mad Cave is a fantastic publisher. I'm so fortunate to get to work with them and just be at the grassroots of everything. But Chris Sabella, I worked with before on a couple of titles. I actually worked with him on one other title called Heartthrob at Oni Press. And he's such a wonderful writer. Like, he's so intelligent and he has such an amazing imprint on comics right now that I really think that he could be like, don't tell anybody I said this, but like, I don't know.
We won't tell.
Next to like Mike Mignola, like level sort of writer, because he has a lot of heart and the stories that he tells are really fantastic. But yeah, like just the way that he portrays having just like the whole deaf culture, and you'll just have to read it yourself.
Well, I don't. Yeah, you don't see that much out there. Like you know, like you said, they're not like a lot of people who can represent them. You know, so and I really like the cover too. So that's something that I would like to know more about.
Yeah, and it's the colors that really make it, because I think it gives it that sense of mystery as well. But yeah, it's just those stories with heart that are just like the biggest thing. You know, you think back to Spider-Man and just having those stories with heart and where the foundation of these stories come from, and know that there's like an even bigger story behind it. But people are basically coming to terms, or they're dealing with something, or they want to just have a safe space for other people that don't have a voice. I just think that's groundbreaking. And I think it's important. I don't know.
No, I completely agree. I think I don't want to say this and freak you out, but there's somebody sitting behind you.
Oh, that's Amanda.
It has a name?
That's Amanda. We kind of play Elf on the Shelf with Amanda every day. So Amanda will be doing yoga or having a question or lounging in a particular manner.
She's loving the show, so that's a good sign. All right, so she's just like staring into my soul right now. We have to ask. We had to. The girls and I were like, we have to find out.
That's Amanda.
What is your personal favorite?
Ghost World. No questions asked. Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, why?
1997 collection. This dates me so hard. So there's kind of a story behind it. I was not a comics buff, or I didn't start reading comics until I was like coming to the end of high school. And a friend of mine and I just kind of grew apart, and I loved the collection of 8-Ball and the relationship that Enid Colsaw, which is actually it's an anagram of Daniel Klaus, which I love. It's like a little secret that nobody knows. But Enid's sarcastic wherewithal is something that I really attach myself to kind of get through the post-high school angst of being a teenager, I guess. Yeah. So I just love these panels. I pick these panels because it's like, I'm going to tell my mom, like, if she's asking me, like, what are you up to? I was like, worshiping Satan. Have you ladies had that too? Like, we're just going to be a jerk one day just for the sake of being a jerk?
As is our right, our female right? Yeah.
I feel
except for Jen. Jen's nice all the time. I don't think you can ever have a bad day.
I know. But probably you will react different than how we will react.
We'll throw something. Lucy will throw her chancla.
Chancla? Yeah.
I got it right.
I will throw my chancla.
What's the next panel here?
Everybody's seen the film, and I just think that
wait, there's a film? I don't know about this. Like, I didn't get into comics till like probably 3 years ago, not so long ago. So I have not heard of this, or I didn't even know there was a film, which now I want to read and I want to look for the film.
You can see it, but I would actually say that the comic is better. The only difference that the film made versus the comic is Steve Buscemi's in it, and who doesn't love Steve Buscemi?
I love him.
I had a total celebrity moment when I was like walking outside of a movie theater in Portland. He was filming something in Portlandia, and I walked out and I saw him there. I was like, "Oh my god, that's Steve Buscemi!" Wait, I'm a publicist. I need to walk away. That was like a breaking moment for me where I had to differentiate. It's like you have to respect their space. But
I need to watch
the
this.
stories along the way Daniel Klaus writes them is amazing. And it's so realistic. It's so palpable. Like the way he talks about Sonic Youth, and everybody likes Sonic Youth in the 90s, but nobody listened to Sonic Youth. Come on. Like I didn't listen to Sonic Youth, but I wore a Sonic Youth t-shirt. I'll admit it.
Right? Scarlett Johansson was in that movie. I just saw her pop up for a second. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Johansson. Yeah, that was like one of her first roles.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
You know, I like how you just said I like how you just said the book was better than the movies, because that's like what every comic book reader says. Like the book was better than the movie.
So what other comic books are better than the movie, would you say?
Oh my god.
Let's think of a movie. What's a movie?
I'm trying to think. Oh my god, just kind of going blank. Huh?
Watchmen is better, and the comic book is better than the movie.
With a Killing Joke that it's on Netflix now.
Yeah. I really didn't like how they changed Batgirl. Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah. That's one that I think that was when I first started getting into comics. That's one that I read because I knew the movie was coming out. And that was one that I felt more like, what was this? But yeah, I was like, oh, and I felt like a total douche. Like, oh yeah, the book was better than the comic. But I need to watch this movie. I want to read it and watch the movie.
Yeah, that's our homework.
Yeah,
I feel like this happened.
I feel like our reading and watching us just getting more and more.
So I did. That was one of my first tattoos, was a Ghost World tattoo. And I think,
wait, where is it? Where do you have it? Can you show me?
I do, but don't judge me because Daniel Klaus judged me because it has a Harvey P. quote next to it. So it's right here. This is, yeah, like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there.
Oh, okay. I see it. Yes. That is so cool.
That was one of my first tattoos. That like kind of indoctrinated me into comics a little bit.
That's
I think.
Amazing.
But when I showed Daniel Klaus the tattoo, he was like, "Oh, what's this word balloon?" I was like, "It's a Harvey P. quote." And I was so embarrassed. I was like, I feel like such an idiot.
Wow. I need to get some tattoos. Now I'm jealous. I'm having tattoo envy. Do you guys have tattoos, Lucy, Jen?
I'm a blank canvas.
Okay, let's play. Yeah, I need to see some tattoos.
I can show mine. I can show mine.
Lucy.
It's on my butt. No, I'm just kidding. No. I got the classic tattoo when I turned 18, my first tattoo, and they make I get made fun of like it's Laura's like lost in tears.
Did you say it on your butt?
Yeah, no, it's close. I'm just kidding.
As all tattoos should be, right?
But no, my mom and my friends, my family, they make fun of me because my first tattoo was like, the classic tattoo on your lower back,
Tramp stamp.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that for sure. Yeah.
And you have tattoos to hide? You have to hide.
Yeah, what is it? No. And no.
Melissa said, "Don't hide your tattoos."
Don't hide.
See what I did there?
Yeah. Good one. Yeah. No, this one I did. I got it when I was 18, and I'm such a chicken for pain that I didn't even finish it. It's my favorite flower is a lily, stargazer lily, and I didn't finish it because it hurt so bad. So my mom says it looks like a lettuce.
Lettuce?
Yeah. So they will make fun of me, oh, you're lettuce. But yes, I think I still hasn't. But then later on, I got other ones, and I have like just like little birds that it kind of it means like my family, you know. But that's it. I'm such a chicken. I would love to get more tattoos, but I'm a chicken. You, Jen, do you have any?
Those are permanent. They don't come off.
Well, that's what, so when I was younger, what I did is because like I knew that I'm like I changed my mind a lot. So I'm like, okay, I'll get henna tattoos for a while. If I can stay in a henna tattoo for 3 months, I'll get it. I'll get it tattooed. And people would always like think it was real, and I'm like, no, it's henna. And then I get to like the 3rd month, and then I'd be like, no, I'm tired of it, and then change it again. So I still want to get one, and I know I want to do comic book themed one. I just it's forever, and it's tough because like what? Because even like well, even my brother said that he met someone that had like the Star Trek insignia symbol like over on his chest on his heart, and then he wanted to do like a cool stylized Green Lantern one, but he hasn't figured out like what he wants to do. And I'm like, dang, like that's a good idea. It's tough though. There's so many options.
That's why you think about it too much. You just get whatever you want and then deal with the repercussions later. Because I have all this arm done in like 10 years, and then I had this one covered up within 10 years. So it's apples and oranges. Just don't get it that you regret.
Yeah.
Ever.
If I wasn't such a chicken, like for pain, like I would have probably like both of my arms. But I love tattoos, but I can't. Like I know I had 2 kids, but I feel like tattoos were like it hurts more than having a kid, which is odd.
Really?
Yeah, what? That's for me. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, that's perfect. That was so great to talk with you, Melissa. We want you to stick around with us because now we're going to switch gears and move on to just like our regular comic book women show stuff. So we are going to start. Oh, this is Brian's reminder to me. Make sure you are active in the comments towards the end of the show or right now. Should we do it right now?
Is that right now? I think right now. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Okay. Yeah.
What we are going to do is for any of you that were commenting, we are going to give away a Bird City Comics exclusive Punchline #1 by the one and only Greg Horn. So our Brian, who's in the background here.
Our Charlie. He's our Charlie.
He's going to scan through the comments, and whoever name he lands on is getting a set on the house. So let's do it.
Just like stop.
Oh, we have to say stop. Somebody has to say stop. Oh, stop. Brandon Barton, Joshua, try reading one. You'll get addicted. Yay! That's the comment that won for tonight. So congratulations, Barton. I think I'm familiar with that name, Brandon Barton.
So does he come? Like, does he write? How does that happen? Does he write you to like?
Barton knows who we are. He'll find us.
Okay.
So congratulations to Barton. Thank you guys, all of you that came out for the chat. We appreciate that. And moving on. So we're going to do this week's picks.
Yeah.
And Melissa, hopefully you can kind of chime in. Maybe you'll be familiar with some of these.
Yeah. So Laura, you want to start? Let's see.
Oh, there we go. So the pick that I did, I was actually going through one of our boxes because I have so much that I have to go through. And I found this one. It had like a $50 price tag on it. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, Anthony, what's this book? And he's like, I don't know. So I'm like, I'm going to go read it. So I went and sat on the couch, and this story, I love it because I am a sucker for when you have the nerdy, dorky guy meets the popular girl, but some type of connection between them. In this case, they both have powers. And I read the first issue. I'm like, I got to find the next one. I started like searching around the house. And that's the kind of book, in my opinion, where it's just home run. So again, you have they're both teenagers. They're in like high school. And he's kind of the nerdy, what do you call it? Introvert? Yeah, introvert. Yeah. And she's the popular extrovert. And it brings them together. And the first story is all about that, how these two people from two different sides of the cafeteria, so to speak, end up kind of on the same path. So
that sounds interesting.
Have you guys read this? Anybody?
No.
Cover though.
Yeah.
Cover's cool, huh? That yellow in your face, and you can see their hands are kind of binded by the blood, which gives away a little bit of what happens in the first book. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, that would be my pick.
Good. Okay, so now me, since we were talking about Oni and we have Melissa. So, well, I even have the book right here with me. I got cover A, cover B, but this one I picked it up because of that cover. And this one, it's in the 80s. So once I read that it was in the 80s, I was like, yeah, I like this time. and yeah, so it's like it's like the apocalypse kind of happening, like some crazy shit is happening in the town, and then like some teenagers, they're like trying to figure it out what's going on, but these teenagers are kind of like troublemakers, so they're up to them to figure it out what's happening on the town. So I really like how also this cover that I forgot to add it there, but I like this cover too. That's here.
Cover. Not many people have that.
I love this cover. Love the glasses. Everything. It's just like that time. You can tell that time. So I picked up both of the covers.
Is that a homage of oh man.
It's one of the movies, right? One of the movies. I can't remember. Which one?
It's They Live.
One
more time.
Movie They Live. 1980s.
No, the Lost Boys.
Oh yeah.
That's like the Lost Boys.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, so it's kind of like, you know, that type of the same. But that's why I remember I remember picking that up too, because I'm like I knew it was like a homage to one of the movies, but I couldn't remember. And then this creepy looking one. So yeah, moving on. I picked a movie. It's Hubie on Netflix, the original Netflix. Adam Sandler. It's really fun. I feel like this movie could be like one of those Disney Channel's originals kind of thing. It's Netflix, and it shows almost all like a lot of the characters from his movies, his past movies, and it was really fun to watch. We watch it with our kids. I mean, they do throw a few cuss words and stuff like that, but I think we should tell them don't say that. And you know, but it was really fun. So I recommend this guy for you guys to watch it on Netflix. It's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, yeah, you should watch it. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I need to watch a movie for Halloween. I watched Hocus Pocus the other night.
Nice.
You know that what's that thing they're doing with like 31 days of Halloween movies?
Yeah.
Did you see that they're supposed to do something with that with Bette Midler and then coming back to do something like a reading or?
I did see that they're doing something. Yeah.
Are they going to remake it?
Well, not a remake. I think they're going to do like a live reading, or they're going to watch it and like review it. Like
they did it. They did that. I think
they did it already.
That. I think so.
I know they did. Bette Midler put something out about that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, I think
Bette Midler was great, but Sarah Jessica Parker like made that movie, right?
I love it. I loved her.
Oh, Jen, there we
go.
So my pick is Black. I feel like everyone's picking this back up, not just because of our times, but because the WB just picked it up. Warner Brothers. Yeah, Warner Brothers. So it's interesting because when people talk about it, they're like, they say 5%, but I thought it was 0.5%. So in this world, that was 0.5% of the Black people have superpowers, and like no one else does. And you can kind of follow Kareem Jenkins around on his like journey of discovering this, and like he has powers, and like the world they create is so interesting. I almost feel like it's almost what Marvel was doing with like Civil War, when they go with something that's like prevalent and like people are dealing with in society, but using superheroes to explain it better, right? Or not better, but like easier to digest almost. So I definitely recommend it. I know 1's kind of going crazy right now, but 2 through 6 is still available on the Black Mask Studios store for cover price. So that's one thing. Like I know issue number 4 with like Trump on it is going for like $30, but if you go on the site, it's still cover price. And what I recommend is like, because they send it in like they send it just in a bag with, and that's it. With like the comic. Yeah, so it just comes just with the comics in a bag. So what I did is I just bought 3 to like fill it out to like be okay in the Gemini mailer, and it's free shipping on for $10 and over. So if you want to get 2 through 6 for cover price, then I recommend going to Black Mask Studios store. And that's
I
what
thought they were sold out.
Only of one, both covers of one, and the uncensored version of 2 sold out. But the other 2 through 6 are still available.
So Dan Barry's saying here that the sequel's coming and it's called White. Like, it's not a joke. There's actually a sequel called White coming out next because this one's been so...
It makes sense. And then like they tried to do other things with like the universe. There's like 2 other spin-offs. Oh, three. Because there's like a female superhero one that has her own graphic novel. And then there's 2 other ones. And again, like the storylines, like when I read it, I'm like, gosh darn it, and I got to go buy those too. Because it's like, it's so, like, I look forward to this being made into something visual for everyone to like digest. Because, but if you can read it, I recommend reading it.
Okay.
Like, Melissa, what do you think of that cover? The black cover?
I just don't even know what to make of it, to be honest. I'm just very apprehensive about covers that look like that because they look really aggressive to me, but I'm also very intrigued.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing is that like, that's how it starts out, is that by accident, like this kid's just walking and he gets shot down, but then he discovers that he has powers. Like he survives it. And it's just like, and then there's a cop too that actually kind of felt guilty because she witnessed it. And so she tries to find him because she finds out he's still alive. And it like, it's so interesting because it like, and this was in 2016. So this is even like before what happened this year.
She hit the fan. Before she hit the fan.
Yeah.
Again.
So yeah, if you get a chance.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's this? On a lighter note.
I know. So I like, I don't know if you noticed because of my last pick from last week, Shaun the Dead, but Cooties is like around the same realm. A little more scary because these are kids who are like zombies. So Cooties is from 2014. It was available on Netflix for a while, but now it's on...
you can rent Amazon Prime?
Yeah, Amazon Prime for like $4. And then there's some like app that I keep hearing about that's like a horror Shutter. It's like a horror app.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's on Shutter. And like it has Elijah Wood, Rainn Wilson from, The Office and Utopia. And then that Jack McBrayer from 30 Rock. It's just, it's a fun,
I love that guy.
It is a fun horror movie, but then there's moments where I'm like, I don't want to see kid zombies. Like that's scary. Like, but it's good. It's good. It's funny. It's fun.
Huh. I know you told me about this, and I'm like, yeah, I want to watch this. It looks fun. I mean, just by seeing the characters, like, it just looks fun already.
It's a good. Don't feed the children is the tagline.
It's a good like turn your brain off and just enjoy a movie.
That's awesome.
Oh, Amanda just fell. Sorry.
Oh, Amanda, I was like, what was that? Oh no.
Yeah,
she fell
What the hell,
asleep.
Melissa? What knocked her down?
Face down, butt up.
Are you okay, Amanda? Are you okay? Hold on,
Poor Amanda. That's funny.
Hold on. I think we're moving. Okay, we're moving on. So, Jen, can you explain why we're not going to go over this one tonight?
Okay, so we kind of realized with doing this storyline, it's 1 through 25. So if we do one issue every show, we'll be doing this for a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to next week do issues 1 through 4 and then just try to like go from there and keep doing like chunks of it. So if you want to keep up with us by next show, issues 1 through 4, because we want to read more than one book this year.
Yeah.
We just want to like take forever to get this one done. So that is it for us. I know people in the chat are telling us to stay on for another hour, but we will be back next.
Wait. Hold on. Laura. Where can we reach? Where can we find Melissa? Anything?
Like Twitter.
Yeah, where can we find you?
Yeah, Twitter at don'thidepr.com. Or no, yeah, both. Don'thidepr.com or Twitter at don'thidepr. Yeah.
Or any places? Do you have anything else like that you want to share with us? Any places to talk about? Anything else that you want to announce?
All the things on the planet. No, like I'm so lucky. I have a couple of things on my portfolio. If you want to go take a look, I work with some really great publishers like Headless Shakespeare Press. I've done some really great, amazing artists. I work with the Canto team, which came out from IDW this past summer. I absolutely love that project. Yeah, wow. I also work with Bunyo Books on Lost, which is by Rob Cham, and it's translated over from the Philippines. And I've done some amazing things with Clover Press, like the Digital Lizards of Doom, and they're putting out an Oz book, or they have put out a hardbound Oz book. Just absolutely beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful. So like I said, go check out the profile, the portfolio stuff, because there's a lot of amazing creators that you might have heard of, might not have heard of. Macroverse is another thing that I want to plug, because it's the next revolution of comics, because they are bringing the tap story into cinematic view of comics, which I think is really cool. And I have a couple announcements coming out from them next week about some pretty big projects with some pretty amazing Hollywood people.
Okay, and you'll be posting those where, or sharing those on your website?
On my Twitter, yes.
On Twitter? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for everything. It's so nice to talk to ladies for once.
Yay.
Yeah, that was perfect. It was an honor to have you, a privilege to have you. You are welcome to come on anytime you want. We're going to try to make this a regular thing where we just kind of hang out with women that contribute. And as you've already shown us this entire show, you've done so much for the comic book world. Like, I feel indebted, and I want to go out and buy almost every single one on there. I'm like, I want all these. So, Jen, do you have anything to add? Anything to add?
Well, no, just thank you so much for joining us. And like Laura said, I mean, all those the books that you just shared with us, and I want to read them. And especially because all the stories that are behind those books, just appreciate. Thank you for
the backstories are like as good as the books.
Yeah,
the backstories are going to make the books even better. It's just such a beautiful thing to be able to see from that lens, from the lens of when you get to see behind the scenes what these people have gone through to develop their art. Right. It just makes it so much richer.
That does make it richer, and you always have to keep in mind that comics is a community. It's not about a hierarchy. It's everybody's in to share, and everybody's out for everybody else's best interest, I guess is the word.
You nailed it. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And why not? Who would not want to be a part of such a wonderful place?
Yeah, that's true. Love this community. It's amazing.
It is a good community. It's just, So, okay, guys, thank you so much for coming out. We are going to call it for the night, but please tune in again next Tuesday. We actually have another guest coming on for an interview next Tuesday, so you're not going to want to miss that one. And I think we might be doing a little tiny baby dress up for Halloween. So, thanks again, guys. Thanks again, Melissa. Have a good night.
Have a good night.